Healing, welcome, and wholeness. Good day, good way, good evening, all the other good shit. I do something that I call integrated dissection numerology. It's where you take a set of numbers and you look at all the plausible and possible combinations. There's way more than what I do in it, but I stop at a certain point, not only because my audience is limited, but because at some point you start to lose people who have no level of awareness of what I'm talking about. So let's just keep it there. So tomorrow is 8/23/2023. It's what, for those people who pay attention to astrology on that level, tomorrow is the first day of Virgo. Virgo is affectionately known as the Virgin. What I posted, and I'll probably post it on here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, but what I posted over on Instascam and on Facebook was my breakdown of integrated dissection numerology for tomorrow. And it basically, the question I asked was, tomorrow we're entering the Virgin, but are you protected? You understand what I'm saying? You're about to enter into the Virgin, but are you protected? Are you going to get her pregnant, or are you going to end up with a sickness? You understand what I'm saying? Coming into tomorrow's numerology, and not just the astrological vibration that a lot of people attach to, there's going to be a lot of things going on. The first thing, so I guess what I'll do is I'll pull cards as I break down the way I see the numbers and see if it'll back up what my ideology is. So tomorrow, 8/23/2023, the direct format basically says I'm struggling with passion about who I am. And that's really a lot of people. You only try and speak from your level of awareness or what you think you know. We can't give everybody awareness. That's a trick. So in saying that I'm struggling with the passion about who I am, too many people are out here fighting for the trauma self, what they think they are based off of what they've been through or what they're going through. But they won't advocate for their true self. The one that says, you know what? Fuck all this shit. Let me see what I keep giving my energy to that really is a reflection of who I am. A lot of people can't get there. So 8/23/2023 basically already tells you if we'll do like this. 23 in my number system is passion. It's the element of fire. You'll hear me say there should be nothing in your life more passionate than you. You can look at that as egotistical and arrogant and selfish and all this other shit. But if you got more love for something else than you do for yourself, you can end up enslaved. Or you can end up insufficient. You need to have enough love in yourself to be able to offer the maximum amount of you to whoever or whatever. So that's my take on it. So that 23 will become a struggle. 8 is the struggle. It'll become a struggle if I don't know who I am. So 8/23/2023 basically says I'm struggling with my passion. Here is a possible or plausible reason on why you're struggling with your passion. 30. This is the element of earth. This is the king of earth. I take that back. This is the king of earth. And it's in reverse. The word says succumb. Succumb means to die to, or in some senses, to let go of. The number on the card was a 30. In my number system, that means the thoughts that have shown me everything. Sometimes the thoughts that have shown you everything have shown you nothing. Take your time with that one. Real talk. Not even trying to be an asshole. I'm just being straight up. Sometimes you give your energy into shit that ain't showing you nothing. That was the answer. That was the whole experience. You know what? Ain't nothing in this for me. So why am I still here? The next step after that realization and awakening into awareness is your choice. If you know, channelings and observation. That's how I developed my number system. Channelings, observations, and just tweaking my own personal life experiences and perspectives. And I've had my own number system for about 4 or 5 years now. It gets modified every now and then when I do different levels of work, but for the most part, it stays the same. So 3 basically says my thoughts. My thoughts are the primary force of creation. 0 is everything and nothing. So as I was saying, when something has shown you that there is nothing there, that's the answer. Let it go. If you play that alchemy bullshit and try and create something out of nothing, that's your choice. Again, you'll hear me tell you straight up. Spiritually, I'm what's classified as a motherfucking trickster, and I love it. It's just who I am. So, one thing I always tell you as a trickster spirit is, we won't lie to you. We just present a damn perspective that you got to figure out your own truth. And another thing is, I'll tell you, there is no truth in this realm. There's only perspective. Damn near anything that you tell me is a truth can be reworked into a lie from another fucking angle. Everything. So the perspective of succumbing, in the sense to where it says I'm struggling with the passion of who I am. If I don't know who I am, all that shit can get me killed. If you don't know who you are and you go into an experience with somebody else, wholeness. If you go into an experience and you don't know who you are, you're lost. Think about it, and I'm not trying to be funny. When you come into this room and you don't know what's going on, you feel lost, and so now you try and make sense of it. A lot of people do that in their life. You get into an experience and you don't know who you are, so you're just trying to figure out what that experience can show you. That shit's dangerous. That shit could take you through all kind of shit. So, and again, a person who could end up, not understanding what they're talking about and lost will only seek to try and find other people just as lost as them so that they feel better about being lost and never do anything different. Sheep theory. There's a lot of sheep out there. So when you get into that 2023, are you entering the virgin? That's a legit question. When you enter to a virgin, did you wear protection? Are you about to hurt her or are you about to hurt yourself? Tomorrow we go into Virgo, you need to succumb. The other thing I will say about that is this figure on the card is the old school hermit. If you know anything about the old school hermit when we're dealing with tarot, the old school hermit is the figure who's already completed all the experiences required. If I've already went through all the experiences required, then I should be able to sit still and reflect. In the sense where this was in reverse, you don't have enough awareness to sit still and reflect, so you're out here just chasing a bunch of projections. But only in this realm you'll call them reflections. You understand that? You'll get caught up in experiences that don't have a clear value because you don't have a clear value of yourself. Or if you had a clear value of yourself, then you will only honor reciprocity. You will only honor things that look exactly like you. And to be fair, reciprocity has levels. You can have somebody who's a clear, well-known piece of shit to get into a relationship with somebody that's also a clear, well-known piece of shit. That's reciprocity. It may not be a good reciprocity, but it is. So, already right here, you're supposed to be letting go of some shit because them thoughts will fool you into showing you everything when in reality, like I was saying, as a trickster spirit, it ain't the thought's fault. It's your level of discernment. It's your level of discernment. If you don't have enough discernment to let go of things that have not shown you what you need to see, you the fool. So the next point of breakdown with this integrated dissection basically spilled out into 1055. 10, what we'll call the Wheel of Fortune, but in my number system, it's the point of choice. Why? Because it's the point of separation. It's where two numbers first start to pretend to be one. 10 is a 1 and a 0. Both of them have separate values, but they gang up together to try and become one value. That is, again, that's where you have the point of choice. Whereas in my number system, I tell you 11 is separation. One step before the separation was the choice to make a move. Another way you can tie that, I also call 10 the Lilith choice. Again, the analogy of Lilith, when it came down to the end of the day, she chose between being chained to the rocks or staying with Adam. She chose to be chained to the rocks, enslavement, or stay with Adam, enslavement. You see what happened there? Her choices was enslavement. At no point did she get a clear choice to stay free. That's how a lot of y'all do. Y'all go from one experience that ain't showing you shit. That's how we do. As a collective, that's what we do all the fucking time. You have one experience that ain't showing you shit, government, and then when it ain't showing you shit, you wait for the next set of motherfuckers who ain't gonna show you shit so you can choose them too. While all the while complaining about how they didn't choose you, well, motherfucker, you didn't choose you either. Oops. See what happened there? Life is a reflection. If you don't choose you, you can't expect somebody else to choose you too. That's the fool. But you can lie to yourself all day long. So again, 1055. The choice is the 55. 55 in my master number system is the master manipulator. It's what I affectionately call malice. It is the wave of experience itself that says, I can't tell you how this shit gonna work out. I just need your energy. So in that sense, it's not the master manipulator. It's just the motherfucker that's gonna hold all your energy. I'll stop right there. But to a perspective, Moons, you said I've been struggling with not letting myself let go, but as I work on it, I completely isolate. That's a trauma response. From my perspective, only take what resonates. But if I'm struggling with letting go, and now I'm gonna punish everybody else because I didn't let go. So I'm gonna go hide me. That's a safety function. That to me is Control Alt Delete. When you're on a computer and that motherfucker ain't acting right, then hold on, let me slow this computer down. Boop, Control Alt Delete. Let me cancel some of my ability so I can figure out what's going on, instead of just saying, you know what? I already know what's going on. I just have not taken enough responsibility to make a change. So sometimes that isolation, what you hear me call spiritual maintenance or hermit mode, a lot of people do this. So I'm not beating up on you. We all do it. I don't do it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't do it. But I used to do it. So a lot of people do this. When it gets to a point of overwhelm, they try and go into hiding, or they'll leave social media, or they don't go out anymore, and I'm not answering my phone. And then they don't do anything to fix the reasoning on why they had to get to that level of function. And then they'll stay isolated for 2 to 3 weeks, 4 to 6 months, and feel like everything's better. Yeah, because you stepped out of the field of poison. And then as soon as you step back out into the field of poison, you're poisoned again. Only in most people's cases, you're poisoned worse. Because you didn't heal you, you just isolated you from everybody's sickness. But unfortunately, while you're isolating from everybody else's sickness, these motherfuckers out here only getting sicker. So it has to stay still and understand why I'm there. That's the way I do things. Is I sit there and I recognize, holy shit, it's a bunch of sick people out there. What's going on in them that's a reflection of what's going on in me? And when I get to that point of realization that what they got going on ain't got a goddamn thing to do with me, not my circus, not my monkeys, I exit the show. Not go hide and isolate, but I'm not staying right there because there's nothing for me. That thought that got created ain't showing me nothing. So therefore, I don't need to keep overcoming or coming over to it. I just need to succumb. Let that shit go. Not my circus, not my monkey, not my tribe, not my people, not my family, not my fill in the blank. And then I move on to a better experience that is a reciprocal reflection of what I'm looking for. Hey, Libby. So that 1055, woo, control is a dirty word. Two of the dirtiest words in my level of practice and experience is control and mastery. Both of them denote a struggle. When you master something, something got to get enslaved. When you are controlling something, something is already in resistance. Why not sit your punk ass down and be still and be at peace? Because see, once I sit down and be at peace, then I can see what I'm connected to in that balance, and then make sure that that balance is a reciprocal reflection of what I'm looking at. Because if it ain't, I need to close that account. I don't need to have a balance at a bank that ain't working for me. But what do we get taught out here? You get taught to go through the struggle and then see what you can get and give people space and hold space for others. Sorry. If you cannot get to the point to where you realize 99.9999999% of the bullshit that we got taught out here is exactly what I just said. Bullshit. It's situational perspectives, and a lot of the situational perspectives was handed to us by a system that didn't want you to have a perspective at all. It's no better than getting a free phone from the fucking government and thinking that shit don't come at a cost. Strike that from the records, Your Honor. 1055. It's your choice to keep giving your energy to an experience that says, I just want your experience. Because as long as you're working for me, I ain't got to do no work at all. That's what 1055 breaks down to. So 1055, boom. It's that fucking 5. 3 plus 2, 5. It's the reasoning process. This, in my cards, is the element of air, my thought processes. But look what happened here. The 3 came before the 2. Holy shit, we going backwards. The thought came before what I see. Remember what I just got through telling you? You better see you first. The 2 should have came before the 3. Henceforth, like I told you at the beginning, 23, the number of passion. Before I have a reason, 32, I better understand 23. Passion. The passion of me. Or else I'll be out here crucified. The passion of somebody else. Oops. Oh shit, what's tomorrow? Virgo, the Virgin. Resurrection. Crucifixion. All kinds of fucking analogies you can throw in there. See, if you don't understand what you're giving your energy to, henceforth my first question, tomorrow we enter into Virgo the Virgin, but are you protected? Are you about to become a creator again? Are you about to impregnate yourself into an experience tomorrow because you don't know who the fuck you are? That's what this 1055 was. You don't know who the fuck you are. Your reasoning processes, like I was saying earlier, are all based off your traumas. Your reasoning processes are, you have been programmed to respond to trauma and not to you. We work for our traumas out here. We want our traumas to stop being so traumatizing, but we don't want them motherfuckers to go away. Nobody has ever said, you know what, I wish all my traumas was gone. Most people are just, I hope these motherfuckers get better. Think about those words. You want your traumas to heal, or you want to heal your traumas. You ain't done nothing to heal yourself. That's why I tell people all the time, shadow work is bullshit. Take what resonates for you and do something. You can change the labels, but shadow work is bullshit. You're only healing the experiences you went through, but you ain't doing shit to fix the choices of why you still move. 3 plus 2, 5, movement. 1055, what's 10? 2 5s. What's 55? 2 5s. The difference is the end game. What's the difference in shadow work versus whole self work? How can you heal the past? You can't heal the past. You can release that motherfucker. You can trick yourself and telling yourself that I'm not going to go back into doing what I did back there, and now trying to make sure that what was back there is already over here. You just transported that shit because you trying to make sure that what was back there ain't over here by only being responsive to things that look like back there. Resonance only. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing, but I'm telling you, a lot of the shit y'all out here practicing ain't nothing but damn feeding energy into your traumas instead of learning how to sit your punk ass down and be still and have a better reason on why you're moving. Not just knowing that I need to isolate and be still. That's an endangered mindset. That's a scarcity mindset. That is a poverty mindset of I need something more instead of telling myself, you know what, I'm already enough and enough of this bullshit. You can't have my energy anymore. The other one is, let me use more energy. Let me keep ascending. Let me keep moving. As I put, if you ever, well, you'll see it when I put it up. As I put in this post I put earlier, stillness is the enemy out here. Everybody got 995 formats on how to damn find the end because they think the end requires them to move. If I'm eating and I'm ready to stop eating, does that mean I need to finish my plate? Again, perspectives. You can't get to the end of your game. That's the whole fucking problem. If you can't get to the end of your game without your shadow, why are you playing a game in the first place? But I digress because you'll come up with 95 different reasons on why it's valid in your journey, and all 95 of them require movement. The finish line should be you. Which means if the finish line is still you, did you have to move? Again, as I said, some of y'all are so long in responding to your traumas, you can't outthink your traumas. You can just keep thinking out your traumas. Resonance only, though. Resonance only. Everything is perspective. But if you cannot disengage from what you think you taught that still got your ass on the journey and still playing games, player one. Player 1. You'll go into 1010, exactly like I'm saying. Source code. 1010, you are already binarily coded. Binary, you are already honoring your separation, and you do anything to protect your division. Boom, grown and healthy. Boom. You're already whole. You don't need prescriptions, but if you keep buying Big Pharma's ideology to here, let me help you heal, you'll keep sponsoring the same motherfuckers that'll make you sick. The highest version of yourself is already you. Everything else you keep hiring to be you is just you as the result of a trauma. See, the one thing you have to understand about a trauma is an experience already in play. Notice I did not say it was a good or a bad. Trauma is you with your energy already in motion. Who said you got to move? Life. I'll answer it for you. Henceforth the whole damn problem. If you can't start outthinking life, then life done already outthought you. But moving on to this, 1010, your whole fucking programming, core programming, you are caught in the binary programming of 1, my potential will show me everything. But holy shit, how did the 1 come before the 0? Shh. Maybe I should stop acting like I know and start honoring awareness. Maybe if I became more aware of what was really going on, all that bullshit I think I know would quit fucking me over. I'm just saying. So 1-0. Remember I told you 2 numbers pretending to be 1. Both of them gonna trick you. 1 said, I just need your potential, and then I'll show you the fool. You'll show me the fool? Shh, that ain't what I'm say. I'll show you everything. Source code, core traumatic programming. What's the core traumatic programming? I'm not enough. The core traumatic programming in every fucking thing in existence is I'm not enough, therefore let me create something to verify I can be more. Ascension, a journey, an end game, whatever the hell I'm fucking fill in the blank. Never I'm already enough, let me do something else to become more. Damn, that's a form of transhumanism if I ever fucking heard it. I ain't never enough. Let me do something else to become more. Well, why ain't you enough? Because I wasn't taught who I am, but I learned a bunch of shit to make me feel better about what I ain't. 1010. Communication. That fucking thought got you. See, my dear Oshun, you don't see yourself. You just see what you've been told. Holy shit. As above, so below, so within, so without. Hello, United States citizens. We ain't showing you shit. We'll just show you what we want you to see. You don't see yourself, Oshun. You ain't looked in your mirror. You just looking in the mirror of whoever's controlling your fucking thoughts. And the thoughts that control you are the only thoughts you're going to communicate with. And holy shit, shoot, communicate, move on out. The only thoughts you communicate with is the only motherfuckers you can create. Damn, that's controlled manifestation. Shh. Why can't I create? Because you haven't been given access to your wholeness. You only been given access to your fucking pieces. But yet the motherfucker that's giving you access to your pieces already got your wholeness. I done a spell and it didn't work on the government. You in the box. They in a box too, but they in a bigger box than you. Oops. Let me stop. We can do this 999 different fucking ways and you'll never get to the end game, because once you get to 999, you can always move again and create one more. When you entered the Virgin, was you protected, or was you just ready to create more because you don't see yourself as enough? Your core programming says you don't see yourself as enough because the only thing you keep communicating with is your fucking fragmentation. Oops. Core programming. Your thoughts. Who runs this realm? Your thoughts. How do you stop a thought? Think. Duh, G-Yogi. Well, damn, if I'm trying to cancel the thoughts, the only way I can cancel the thoughts is by thinking. Shit. Them motherfucking thoughts done already fooled me. Because they told me in order to stop them, create more. Use your potential to stop everything. Thank God. All right, so from 1010, going down my list, and again, like I said, I'll put this on here later. Y'all probably can't see it, but integrated dissection numerology. This is my own personal numerology. You just take the numbers and look at all the codes, and then you can figure shit out. At least for me, resonance only. What I do may not work for you. My only thing is, as a contrarian, is you motherfuckers got to stop doing the same and living so fucking proud to do it. See, when you got more energy for your master than you do for setting yourself free, you fucked. Some of y'all got way too much energy for what's already mastered you. Just being straight up and honest. Holy shit. Just being straight up and honest. 8822. Traumatic memory points. Your gatekeepers, them 88. 8 is the war with the thoughts in your head. If you got 2 of them motherfuckers, there's a war in all facets of your existence. My personal experience with 88s, it's like when some people say, you know what, I have a memory of doing this from past lives and shit like that, or I remember that one time that I used to do that, or I have an affinity to do that, or I keep having deja vus. Those are core memory points, traumatic memory points. Traumas are double-ended. Trauma is not bad or good. So when you hit these 88s, is what I call the gatekeepers. They all have their own set of memories from when they thought they were you too. See, side note, anybody who buys into reincarnation and past lives and things like that, you should also understand then that this ain't my first time doing this. Who I am now is not who I've always been. Well, in the sense of when you're dealing with gatekeepers, all those existences that you think you have been, are, and will be, they're still in you because it's still you. And they all have their own perspective of what they would like to see. Some of your gatekeepers will fight to keep you held into check so that you don't trigger what checked them. Best example I can give, somebody who is deathly afraid of water and they never been in it. There could have been a past life to where they died in water and that memory point is still trapped within them. And whenever you get close to that medium that triggers them, they will trigger you because it's still all you in suppression. Another example what might help you, and this is one I use all the time. If you know anything about computers, if you got Windows 95 and you put Windows 98 on top of it, Windows 95 is still in there. Holy shit. Put Windows 2000 on top of it, Windows 95 is still in there. And Windows 98 is still in there. And Windows 2000. Holy shit. Let me binary code and add Linux over here to the side. Holy shit, now I got 4 operating systems, but I got primary access to one. But holy shit, a real hacker has primary access to every single one of them. Get it? Your core trauma points are still in you. It's yes, but no. It's not so much getting them out of you because they are you. There's just different versions and different thought forms of yourself in the perception of existence. Again, my experience, my perspective. Every time you think you play this reincarnation game called existence, the memories of that experience is still trapped in you. You'll hear people say water holds memory. We're a water-based vessel. You may be able to dip the meat suit into a fresh set of waters, but the soul still remembers it fucking all. Your soul still has a remembrance of everything that it has ever done and ever will do because, I'm sorry, children, but time comes from you. This is my energy. Time comes from you paying attention. Holy shit. Paying attention to energy. So every time that you have paid attention to energy, it becomes a memory point within your soul. And if you know how to fucking access it, you can get it. Don't believe me? Sit on a hypnotist table and watch them pull up some shit that you ain't never knew about yourself before. Shh. So it ain't so much about getting them out of you. It's about understanding why they don't want to leave. And in some of them cases, they don't want to leave because there's a fear of being separated from the perception of you. And in other cases, some of them didn't get to do enough, and so they're going to use you to get to the end game. Getting right back to what that young person was saying there about you got to get to the end game. No, the end game is to stop fucking playing. And if parts of your vessel don't want to stop playing, you fucked. That's why stillness becomes a key, because I got to have enough reasoning going on within me on why the fuck am I moving. It ain't that somebody out here talking shit and making me move. It's that I haven't got smart enough to honor my own stillness. So where should my work be? Within me. Notice I ain't said shit about no fucking shadow. I should be addressing me in my wholeness and not me in the traumatic points of my shadows or my light, because ain't neither one of them you. Those are you in fragmentation, you in dissection, you in reflection, you in projection, but not you in your fucking wholeness. Not that I would recommend. And that's not to say that they're not good or anything like that, but hypnotism ain't for everybody, because nowadays you could take a 6-week course and be classified as a master hypnotist. Just like you could take a 6 week course and be called a shaman and ain't got one motherfucking shamanistic bone in your body. You get what I'm saying? So if I was to send you somebody who has internet hypnotism without real world hypnotism, and they trigger some of your core 88s and bring them motherfuckers up, you're no longer you. You're no longer you, because that, when I count to 3, you're going to come back to the waking world. No, motherfucker, that deep, dark motherfucker from the 1400s that been waiting to get out now just got free. Because why? He's still you. She's still you. You just hacked Windows 95, but you still operating out of 98. Humor me. That's the core basis for why people have schizophrenia and multiple personality disorders. Is because their 88s aren't suppressed. Their 88s aren't suppressed, and even when it's not an 88 from a past perception, it's holy shit. It's their 88s of the possibilities of what you can be now. I can't remember the name of that movie. That one, I love that actor. 88s are your gatekeepers. They're your traumatic memory points. They're every point of existence that you've ever done, in the sense of a thought form. Not every time. My name's Tony. It's not every time I was Tony. It was every time that this entity known as Tony was something else. Split. Thank you, Peyton. Did you see that shit? And that happens all the fucking time. There are, bruh, and this really irks me, because if you was to go to a lot of these mental facilities, a lot of them people don't need to be in there. A lot of them people just need to be sat down and talked to and make sense of everything that is going on within them, in them, instead of just giving more big pharma medicine and into suppression. Beautiful Mind on some senses too, but Split was the one I was talking about. Now, remember what I was saying about a traumatic gatekeeper? This person here, EMEO, whoever that is, when you get presented with information that challenges your core belief, you'll do anything to suppress it. So in that sense, this MEO person in there that just keep making comments, they will be representative of a gatekeeper. Because there's being presented with information that challenges their unsafe way of operating, basically Control Alt Delete. Exactly what that person's trying to do. He's trying to control what's being said because it's altering that person's programming, so they want to delete it. Life imitates art. Think about the shit. They're trying to ban TikTok because TikTok will give you exposure to think. Their ego starts to fight. And in that sense, ego is still just another part of the dissection of self. Ego is your energy that has responded to what's been generated and what you're operating through. Your higher self is nothing but supreme ego. My perspective, honor what you want to believe in, but higher self just says, we're going to move. Let me tell you the smart way to do it. Ego says, we're going to move. Best case example I can give you for ego is if you put a bunch of us in the room and somebody come running out, the rest of us are going to go too, without any level of reasoning. No reasoning. We just know that we've been placed in danger, so therefore we're going to respond to the danger because that's the only thing that you have shown me that is going to communicate. You can overcome Control Alt Delete by sitting still and figuring out why you have the need to do it. Why? WHY is the most powerful thing out here. Why shows you your perspective. And once why shows me the perspective of why I'm about to produce an experience, I got choice. Ain't had shit to do with my sub, my super, my ego, my higher self, just me. Fear creates the illusion. Fear creates the illusion, and then once fear creates the illusion will keep sponsoring more creation of fear because that guarantees the illusion. It's basically the same thing as saying which one came first, the egg or the chicken. Don't really matter because once you produce one, you guarantee the other. That's one thing that person said right. Fear is a natural response to situations that you feel can hurt you. Where did fear come from? Fear is not natural. Fear is a programming. Get what I'm saying? Fear is not natural. Fear is a programming as a result of a choice. Again, as I was saying, when I was using the example of 1055, it was a choice to separate yourself. If we want to use the analogy of source, source is basically all of us as one. Not Christic consciousness or divine mind, all this other shit. This is, holy shit, the original thought that fucked itself up into saying, I can become everything else. Once that level of thinking of I don't know who I am and here's the possibility and probability of becoming everything, that's called the well of infinity. And once you fall into the well of infinity and you can become any and everything, you're now all things. Because it takes your energy to create. You saw what happened there? The fear of not knowing what I was made me create something to substantiate that fear. See, there was only me. Speaking as source. There was only me, but goddamn, I could become everything else. But what if I'm not enough? Or what if I can become more? That's fear. That distance in separation is fear. No, it's not that it's false. It's that you will substantiate it into a point of creation. You go into survival mode. Survival mode based off of value and identity. If you value, remember I keep telling you, sit still and figure out why. That's a mimic of core programming. If I sit still and figure out why, then if I understand that I'm already safe, then there's no need to survive. If I'm already safe, there's no need for me to split myself into an experience that might require me to survive. That's lack of reciprocity. Get into a karmic relationship, quantum entanglement, whatever fucked up words y'all want to use nowadays. Get into an experience with somebody where there is no set level. That's already a fear because I'm just waiting on them to fuck up or I'm hoping they act better. You see all that erratic value versus I'm operating at 100%. They're operating at 100%. Where's the fear? That fear becomes something that the individual has to control. You might be responding to a core trauma system that says, I hope I don't lose this other person, but that's some shit you got to deal with. You see what I'm saying? Let me sit down and figure out why I'm having a fear of losing this person that I'm already operating with, because there is no danger. That's self-sabotage. We'll get to that in a minute. Very few operate like this because most of them operate out of knowledge. Knowledge will get you fucked up. Knowledge is a system based off of experience. Awareness requires no experience. I'm aware that if I run out in the street, I might get hit. Does that mean I need to have the knowledge of figuring out how it feels to go out there and get hit? See, there are two different levels of playing field. 99% of y'all operate out of knowledge. And I'm not trying to be funny, but that's just the way this realm works. We think we know. No, fuck knowledge. Knowledge gets you fucked up. You better start operating out of awareness. The awareness of me will keep me out of the fuckery and foolishness out of everybody else. It's just a fucking fact. Sorry, it's been my life for the last 5 years. Fuck knowledge. I deal with awareness. After being shot, it's nothing to fear but fear itself. Been to war twice. I think the second one was scarier than the first one, and it had nothing to do with being scared to go back into war. It was just a different set of circumstances. You understand what I'm saying? But I had to stay present because it was an experience that, even though at the end of the day I could say I did have a choice, I could have went AWOL. At that time, in my youth, I didn't have a choice. It was the experience I signed up for. So you have to remain present and make sure that the choices you're choosing do not lead you into a field of danger. See, that's called responsibility to myself versus responding to everything that's placed in front of me. Just point of transparency. I went in the Army back in 1988 because where I grew up at, everybody was getting on crack. So it was like, I don't want to, not that I was worried about the drugs, I didn't want to become a drug dealer, and I didn't want to be around a bunch of fucking crackheads. So, fuck school. School was boring. So, fuck it, I'm going to go in the Army. Not realizing I placed myself in a large field of danger by going into the experience trying to stay from a traumatic experience. You get what I just did there? The fear of staying into a field of trauma made me create a new field of trauma to operate out of. Whereas, even though this was in youth, I could have sat stillness and understand it. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Just because these motherfuckers are weak and fall a prey to this drug, it don't mean I need to do it. But also not be stupid enough to stay there where I'm in danger, but make a better choice that would keep me free. Assumptions. But look at the word assumptions. It makes an ass out of you and me. Is it to question what we know or question what we feel? Feelings are energies that already been charged. And again, that gets back into what I was saying with gatekeepers. When you are responding to feelings, that is your emotions. That is your energy that has already been motivated to move based off of what it's communicating with. Holy shit, I'm afraid of heights. But why am I afraid of heights? And there's that part of you is like, motherfucker, it's because I fell off a cliff 600 years ago. You see what I'm saying? You don't have cognizant awareness of that. You just know that I can't honor this danger because something to me has already told me that that danger is greater than what I am. So now I fear it. And there was a burning bush in the woods, and all of a sudden I feared it, and holy shit, the rest is history. 8822. 8822 says the traumatic memory points will create a fucking journey. 22 is the spiritual journey itself. 22 is what we affectionately call the master builder. But holy shit, it's two twos. What I think I see here has already permeated into what I think I see here. But if what I'm seeing here is not original to me, then everything I see has already trapped me. 2 plus 2 is 4. You've already been placed in a box. 4 cornered. So, if 22 is the master builder and 22 is also the spiritual journey, the master builder should be building a spiritual journey. But what's the end game of the spiritual journey? Is it to make it to the end so you start again, or is it make it to the end so that I can find out why I moved? Which again is still fucked up. But it's better than thinking you're going to get to the end and then you're going to have to serve something or somebody else. If the spiritual journey is me, there is no spiritual journey. I'm already me. I just need to sit still and figure out what keeps making me want to move. Holy shit. There's that responsibility and accountability. There's that awareness. It ain't that I gotta move. I gotta figure out why the fuck I can't keep still. Why? Because them 88s don't want me to keep still. This realm don't want me to keep still. It just wants me to keep choosing things to communicate with to verify that I need to be somewhere else. Yeah. Creation is one of the biggest tricks. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, you just need to die or anything like that. Hell, we're here. We're thoughts and perception of identity. You think you're you, I think I'm me, everybody else think they're them, but really we're just one thought that is honoring its own separation. That's the 11, the illusion of separation. We'll get to that in a minute too. Let me get going. So again, if 88, my traumatic memory points, the gatekeepers are trying to make me produce a spiritual journey. Who's my biggest enemy? If my memories are the only thing that is stopping me from being still, who the fuck do I need to face? The answer is me. Holy shit. Holy shit, it's the fucking Emperor. It's that fucking 4 again. It's that box. I might be a motherfucking psychic. You need to sit on your own throne, Emperor, and focus on you. Because holy shit, Batman. You's in danger, Molly. But who am I in danger from? Myself. Why? Because I got parts of me that are fucking advocating for me not to be free. Holy shit. Sound like slaves on a plantation. You told Master that we's gonna run away. I like it here. You got gatekeepers in you the same way too. You got parts of you that don't want nothing different, just like we got parts of us out here that don't want nothing different. Just want the same to be better. 8822. If you focus on you, you might figure out where the fucking trap is. I keep getting into a relationship with the same people. They just different names in different places, but they keep doing the same thing to me. Holy shit. If you focus on you, you might figure out that it ain't them, it's you. You just keep hiring them because you won't hire yourself. Exactly, grown. Woohoo! That's why it only takes 2% to control the 98%, because 90% of the 98% don't want nothing different. Don't want a goddamn thing different. So, we just went from 8822, the traumatic memory points, to keep trying to create a journey. The next step was 8222 33. 222, when you're dealing with triple numbers, they're what I call trickster codes. You have to go back through my earlier TikToks when I first got on here a few months ago. I think I put them on here. Trickster codes are the converse to angel numbers. Basically, they're spiritual adware and spiritual malware, to where as long as you see numbers in succession, you'll trick your mind into paying attention and thinking that you're on the right journey. Or, in some people's cases, holy shit, there's something I need to be looking out for. But you see, either way it go, they're points of communication. They're thought forms that take your attention from you and make you pay more attention to them as a way to verify you. It's a lot of goddamn work. And I'm not telling you that some of them aren't plausible, but I'd be better served paying attention to me so that I can make sure what I'm seeing ain't just another reflection of my own separation. That shit in me that don't want nothing different, so it'll use everything here trying to make the same. So when you hear me say 222, that's what I call trapped in reflection. 2 is the number of reflection. When you're dealing with triplicities, you're dealing with mind, body, and soul. It's a fucking total trap. I'm trapped in a reflection. What do you call being trapped in a reflection? Holy shit. Fortress of Solitude, if you know anything about Superman. Not Fortress of Solitude, the Phantom Zone, where they trapped General Zod. They had him trapped up in that little prism. Couldn't get out. You trapped within yourself. Holy shit, what have I been telling you? We trapped within ourselves, we keep trying to identify in separation. Cosmic schizophrenia. So 8222 33 is, I'm struggling with being trapped within myself, but I keep going through experiences. I'm going to keep on going through experiences while I'm trapped within myself, because maybe if I go through all these experiences while I'm trapped in myself, I might fucking be free. I won't. Again, not trying to be funny. I'm a person on my level, and again, not trying to be funny. On my level, reading somebody else's perspectives and experiences until you have learned to have a higher grip on your own is dangerous. It's dangerous. That's how you end up with a bunch of soldiers and students out here who, well, so-and-so got the keys to the light. And no, because everybody going through things from their own perspective. So until you can sit and honor your own, reading somebody else's line of thinking, to include my own. That's why you'll hear me say so much. Resonance only. But reading a book can draw you in much deeper than hearing words. So, yes, it's ego work. It's ego work. 333 is trapped in your thoughts. It's viral thinking. It's my thoughts that have permeated into all different levels. But getting on to this 8223. 33. It says, I'm struggling while being trapped in a reflection of experiences. But as I keep saying, if you're trapped in a reflection of experiences, here's where I'll lose a couple of you. You're not your experiences. You're not your experiences. You're the results of what you think you went through based off of the totality of your choices. You get it? If you go through an experience, that don't mean it's you. Like I said, been to war. But does that mean I'm a war person? Maybe. Honestly, no. That's just me being funny. No, at the end of the day, not my circus, not my monkeys. Fuck all this shit. Does that mean that I won't pop a cap in your ass? No. You see what happened there? The awareness that I know how to handle myself is there. The necessity to pull on that knowledge, not there. Therefore, I get to be still. I get to be still. I don't need to walk around strapped and I'm going to blow everything up. No. Focus on me, player. Focus on me. And I focus on me and make sure I'm not triggered. Struggling with the thoughts in my head that just keep showing me the reflection. And now that becomes my experience. Holy shit, the inside produced the outside. You keep paying attention, that shit is going to manifest. Keep paying attention to all that bad shit. Watch you manifest it. Holy shit. And to the person who just said, well, why can't we manifest good? This is a realm of chaos. What do you think would happen if everything that you wanted got produced? Stillness. If everything that you want fell into your lap, you would have stillness because you won't have the necessity to create because everything would already be in manifested abundance. Leave everybody in struggle mode and in mentality, they would need, it wouldn't be boring per se. It wouldn't be boring, but energetically for what's running this realm, the thoughts, from my perspective, energetically from what's running this realm, these threes that keep coming before everything, you would take their power away. Why? Because there would be less things to think about because there would be less need. There would be less need to identify. There would be less need to value because the value of everything would change. If everybody had everything they want, nothing would be valuable because everything would have no sense of value. Nobody would have a bartering tool greater than the other. It just would just be, I won't even use the word utopia, but it will be something similar to that, but not so much the utopia of idealization. That shit's false too, my perspective. So if I'm struggling with that reflection, like I said, in the experiences, the experience should be me. Hi, Envy, I know you in here. I hope you're still in here. I'm too busy being motherfucking delicious. And if I'm too busy being motherfucking delicious, if you got my time and attention, you must be delicious too. So therefore, we having a good experience. 25. The only thing that's going to trick me is what I'm giving my fires. But what's 2 plus 5? The reflection of what's moving me. But wait a minute, what's moving me? What's got my fires? Well, holy shit, what's got my fire? The fire is within. Remember I told you 23, the fires, the passion. If you're not a resemblance of my passion, I don't need to know you. No need for experience. Remember I just got through saying if everybody had what they need, if all their passions were filled, wouldn't be nothing else out here to trick you. And then 2 plus 5, which is 7, be nothing you need to know. You wouldn't need to have a new sense of identity. 7 is self-awareness. Self-awareness would be self-realization at that point. Nothing could move you because you already have everything you need. That would be a bad thing. That would be a bad thing. That would be, holy shit. We done tried every trick on in the book on them, and they just ain't responding no more. Loading. I say again, we done tried every trick in the book on them, and they just ain't responding no more. Damn, they took their power back. Loading. But not here. Don't lie to yourself. We ain't took our power back. Shh, sorry. 2024 show you. Why? 866. You just keep struggling with your own self-sabotage. Because every time you get a chance to do something different, you motherfuckers keep on going back to do the same. 66, self-sabotage. It's when my traumatic foundations themselves, that 6, the foundations I keep standing on, I don't let them go. Why? Because I got to make sure I hold on to them so they don't trick me again. I'm going to hold on to what tricked me to make sure it don't trick me. But sir, what are you holding on to? The trick. So guess what you giving the trick the opportunity to do? Trick me? Yeah. So what should you do? Let it go. And remain present. Because see, the next time something that looks like that trick that you already let go of, that shit's already a part of your energetic signature, awareness should kick in. My awareness should kick in because now something familiar has represented itself and I got choice. Now I'm going to hold on to it and then I see it in somebody else. Holy shit, you trapped. You trapped because you never let it go and then you keep manifesting that shit. Maybe you keep manifesting that shit because you won't let it go. So the only thing you're building from is the trick. When you hold on to a trauma and you build your house on top of a trauma, your trauma is already in your house. Don't believe me? Try and build a house on mud and see what happens. Try and build your house on shaky foundation and see what happened and what's to blame. That shaky foundation that you should have foolishly never built upon. Let that shit go, understand what that shit is, and move to someplace safe and create from there. If you're going to keep creating, you better get rid of these fucking traumas. Keep creating from the trauma. Holy shit. Guess what you're going to keep on birthing? Trauma. Some of y'all think you're going to produce something different though. Moving on, 44-3. Holy shit, 44. The master manifester. The motherfucker that's in the box and they can bring what's in one box into the other box. You can take something from one level of manifestation into another level of manifestation. You can take energy from one level of existence into another level of existence. Why? Because you're pulling what's already there and you're willing it into someplace more visible. That's the 44 energy. 44 in this case is paired up with 3. Holy shit, what am I doing? I am manifesting my thoughts. But what was the danger in the 44? You were already in a box. And what's 4 plus 4? 8. What's going on? 4 plus 4? 8. You were already in a struggle. 44, I am boxed in on both directions, and now I'm struggling with those thoughts, but I'm going to masterfully manifest those thoughts because within them thoughts that I keep struggling with, I've already picked out which ones are going to be better for me. What was the danger? You were already struggling with them. So I just want to find the better plantation that will make me safer, but not get rid of the ones that got me in danger altogether. You understand that? If you're just still struggling with your thoughts and you're just trying to find safer thoughts instead of figuring out why the fuck you in danger, every night you got to fight to prove your love. Why you always triggered? See, I ain't triggered until somebody, holy shit, irresponsibility. I ain't triggered until somebody said something that triggered me. Then holy shit, you was already a damn weapon. You just had your hand on the clip waiting to get loaded. Why do you have bullets in the first place? Because they should have left me alone. No, you should have stopped holding on. You should have stopped holding on to them fucking traumas. Remember I told you at the beginning, I know I've been in here for a while, but I told you at the beginning, 95% of y'all work for your traumas. You don't work for your true self. You don't want healing. You just want your shadows to feel better. Miss me with that. 44-3. You just manifesting your thoughts. What's your thoughts? Your shadows. Because your thoughts come from where? A thinker. Your thoughts come from a source. So are you your thoughts or are you the thinker? Take your time with that one. Are you the thoughts or are you the thinker? I'm sorry, but in this realm, you the thoughts. 144 is a code. It ain't a frequency, it's a code. Everything's a frequency, don't get me wrong, but 144 is a fucking code. 144 is the potential to manifest, and as long as we can take your thoughts and give you the potential to manifest, you'll never keep still. And then you'll separate yourself into the ideology that that vibration and frequency will set you apart from the other parts of this experience that won't stop manifesting either. You'll trick yourself into higher end manifestation. But yet you're still struggling because 144 equals 9. You're still under control. You're just at the highest vibration of control. But water in a glass that's vibrating in the glass is still trapped in the glass. Perspective. Everything left here is only a fucking reflection of what's going to keep you here. Sorry. I could do this all day. Some of us have had experience with the firewall. Some of us remember this shit. I'm not the only one. I've met a couple other people. Some of us remember what all this shit is. The trick is trying to get everybody else how to fucking forget it. So many people refuse to forget what has already tricked us into continually learning the trick that we're the lie. Resonance only, and my most famous hashtag, let your life tell your tale. Gratitude, brother. So, 44.3 said, you ain't gonna do it, but keep on manifesting these thoughts, because what I tell you earlier, the thought said, focus on me. Communicate with you, focus on me, and there is no trick. But goddamn, you ain't showing me what I want to see. Shh. Or did I? In my number system, God, and I'm not talking about the perceived deity, I'm talking about the energy. The number vibration for God is 34. It is the thoughts that visualize into creation. The thoughts that become creation is everything you see. So if the thought is telling you what to create, everything you see is already the act of a fucking thought. Henceforth, why you hear me say this realm is just thoughts and manifestation. But holy shit, what's 3, 4, 7? What are you? 7, self-awareness. I'm aware that I'm a thought, but I can't stop thinking because I wasn't given a perfected identity, so I'm going to keep on going through the fucking struggle. Strong J. Moons, yep. So, 3 more, then I'm going to stop. So we just did 44.3. Then we get into 38. Again, what I'm doing is what I call integrated dissection numerology. Just taking the format of the day and pulling out all the codes out of it. So we get down to 38. It's universal. It's more of at current, it's more of a receiver than it is a transmitter. It's what you hear me saying again, my perspective, resonance only, yada yada, all that shit I say all the time. Your third eye is direct TV. Your crown is the antennas. It is waiting to receive a signal because it's been tricked into not using its own energy. Holy shit, it's its own fucking devil. It's in separation of itself, and now it is receiving a signal from perception of self outside of this meat suit, and then it is feeding that signal into this television tube right here, which says, just show me what you want to see. And that motherfucker there is based off of perspective and perception and discernment, and once it taps and traps into something else that was already in there, poop, dispersal. Now, the only thing that motherfucker there can do is believe what's right between his eyes. And once it believes in something between his eyes, it's going to manifest it through his throat. And then it's going to attach to it through its hearts, higher and self-heart. And then from there, you can kiss the baby because you're going to keep on empowering it. And then you're going to emotionally believe in it. And then you're going to ground yourself in it. And then you're going to dimensionally manifest yourself into it. Horror line. Another trick and trap. Your energy is not something to be in alignment of separation. It should be in alignment of continual flow. Certified gemstone therapist, Reiki master, chakra balancer for shit be 10 years in a few months. Fail prey to all this shit. Not saying it's not usable. You can use the energy within the trap until you get out of the trap or until you can start outthink the trap, and you can do good things with it. But thinking that everything here is what's going to get you out of here, the biggest trap of all. Biggest trap of all. So it's a receiver and a transmitter, because as long as what's already got us in the box can keep sending us signals to control the crown, we'll never be our own ruler, because you only focus on what you've been shown. You don't rule yourself, you're just ruled over by your thoughts. But where do the thoughts come from? Yourself and separation, which means getting back into the gatekeepers. The first motherfucker that you need to be fighting, yourself and separation. Why? Why do I do things to put me in separation? And when you start having more energy for your stillness than you do for your separation, the game changes. I guarantee it. When you have more energy for yourself, sitting in stillness, and I'm not talking about sitting still and just letting shit happen. I'm talking about sitting in stillness and making an assessment of why any and everything is getting my energy. And when I make an assessment that something has my energy, holy shit, accountability and responsibility for any fucking experience that comes from it, good or bad. And then I have to hold myself accountable to the point of taking myself out of self-sabotage cycles from keep doing the same shit expecting different results. I'm just saying, perspectives. Hi, I'm a contrarian. I'm what's affectionately known in this room as a Heyoka or sacred clown. So we go against everything. Me a little bit more than others because I got a little bit more experience outside of just being a fucking sacred clown. So 38, one step beyond the created trick. What is the created trick? The thoughts, 3, told you 7, who you are. The thoughts said, focus on me, and I'll show you 7. 2 plus 5. I'll guide you into you. But wait a minute, how can you guide me into me if I'm already me? Shh. Let me heal you. Let me tell you my perspective of what will work for you, so that you can be a better you. But won't that change my identity? Shh, no. It'll just make things easier for you. I mean you. Shh. Let me give you a clearer signal on how I can tell you how to see shit, so that you'll believe what I told you, and then you'll speak my truth. You'll speak your truth. My number system, and I hope the card comes up. 37. 37 in my cards is the Queen of Spirits. The Queen of Spirits. The influence over the spiritual realm. The influence over the spiritual realm is the Creatrix. Sorry, not trying to get into argument with anybody, but if you have never been in a relationship where the woman is happy, that's the happy home. We say that shit, happy wife, happy life. Motherfucker, you better learn that shit. And this ain't about, I gotta make sure she's happy. It's no. I want to make her happy because making her happy makes me happy. Because making her happy makes her want to make me happy. So let me not create a trick by making sure I create balance. Even though that's a trick. But we'll get to that one later. So understanding that the thoughts that show me are the only things that should be getting my energy. The thought that tells me who I am then already tricked me. The thought that tells me who I am probably is telling me who I am to keep it safe from who I really am. Oops. Now I believe them more than I believe myself, but they probably were smart enough to leave clues to what I ain't, encounter to what I really was, but still also encounter to what they told me. So when I do find something that is encounter to what they told me and make me feel better about what I found, it still ain't me. It's just some more bullshit for me to identify with. Oops. See, you can get out here and identify with all this bullshit you keep uncovering, and you'll tell yourself that that's who I am. You still working for the fucking thoughts. You still working for the fucking thoughts. Why? You one step outside the created trick. What was the created trick? I'll tell you who you are. I'll tell you who you are so that when you figure out who you are, you won't believe it, because now you need to have control over who I am. See, that's called anger. It's called righteous anger. See, 3-8. All I can think about or communicate with is 8. My struggle. But here's a quick class for you on the number 8. Take a 8, 2 zeros, and put them on top of each other. That's all the 8 is 2 zeros on top of each other. But what was 0? Everything. But if I got 2 zeros, shit, everything already been broken apart. But it's broken apart, but yet it's still together. Yeah, that's the struggle. So now I'm going to take my struggle and try and find identity in the struggle, that 8. But that 8 ain't me. That 8 is just eating me a fucking alive. That 8, if I was to lay it down on its side, becomes infinity. Take a 8, lay it on its side. It's an infinity sleep. It's you in the great sleep. It's you struggling with yourself, but motherfucker, you ain't even awake. You ain't awake. You just aware of your struggle, trying to use what you think you know. But what you think you know and already got you knocked out. Oops. Why? Because the thoughts ain't even tricking you no more. You tricking yourself, motherfucker. Oops, you under control. You done shared your energy. You done shared your healing. You done shared your healing with everything that done tricked you. So now you sharing your healing with everything that done tricked you. Guess who got your nose? Oops. NOSE and KNOWS. Guess who got your nose? Who you keep sharing your healing with. 9 is the highest vibration. 9 is also the number of control. This is the old school hermit. Remember, this is the new age hermit. Remember I told you old school hermit? That motherfucker already made it through, but he's just still sitting back somewhere reflecting. This new age hermit, damaged healer. This is Osean, the Orisha Osean. Let's just say an equivalent of Chiron, the wounded healer. No disrespect to Osean. Osean is a master healer, but he had to make sacrifices to heal himself. He had to take damage to himself in order to learn how to help heal others. Sunday, yes. The divine trick. Disbelief in wholeness in support of separation. Now, and I'm sorry if I'm finna piss y'all off, now my signs are more important to me. My numerology are more important to me. My retrogrades are more important to me. The full moon, the new moon, the quarter moon, the blue moon, the sun moon, the blue moon, the blue. Everything is more important for you because everything has a bigger component of your wholeness than you. Let me take that back. Everything has a bigger component of your healing than you. You don't want your wholeness. You just want the trick to stop tricking you. But holy shit, the trick is you. Because you're willing to harm yourself by sharing your energy with everything that already told you is going to harm you and hoping that it sets you free. Fucking masochistic than a motherfucker. We in a BDSM relationship. We might be ball gagged. Taking some licks. Willing to sacrifice yourself for some healing. But healing ain't even going to give you wholeness. Healing is just going to slow down the flow of the leak. You get it? You done already tricked yourself. You just trying to heal the trick, but you ain't got out of the trap. 38. From 38 you go to, I got 2 more. I could do more, but on my list I stopped here. 38, 3 plus 8. My thoughts are only showing me the struggle. What's the struggle? Separation. Because 3 plus 8 is 11. Holy shit, there's 2 ones. I'm the one. No, I'm the one. Wait a minute, who are you? I don't know, you tell me. But wait a minute, who are you? I don't know. You tell me. Holy shit. Divine amnesia, because I don't know who I am, and I don't know who this motherfucker is right here. He looked like me. He act like me. But I don't know who he is. Damn, now I don't know who I am either. Well, guess I got to go on a journey and figure it out. Well, you know what? I'm going to go on a journey too. Holy shit, but wait a minute. Where's my wholeness? Fuck that. We can't find wholeness here. We got to go through the illusion of separation, and then we'll come back to you later. See, let me heal my shadows. And then once I get through working through all these shadows that I create by staying in separation, then I'll figure out my light, and then I can address your light. But motherfucker, we ain't even met the source. See, we already separated here. You trying to heal your perception of what your potential is in all directions. You ain't even brought yourself back into oneness yet. You ain't even realized that oneness came from everything. You 3 layers in. You in the illusion of separation with the separation of your separation from motherfucking self. Oops. Remember I told you a minute ago that leak? Remember I told you just being patient with that leak? Holy shit. Holy shit. Yes, creating shadows through separation. I'll get back to this in a minute. I wish I had a prism here. I wish I had a prism. Your source. You give up your light. I'm source. I am source. I give up my light. My light is not me. My light is a projection of me. So I give up my light, and now it hits a mirror. It hits reflection. From reflection, it's going to go into dispersal. It's going to hit your rainbow theory. It's going to come into the rainbow, but it's also going to produce a shadow too. It's going to hit fragmentation by running into the mirror, and it's going to produce dispersed light. And each form of that dispersed light can now produce its own shadow. Holy shit, that's ultimate motherfucking fragmentation. You're everywhere and nowhere all at the same goddamn time. But it was just the results of you giving up your light. It wasn't you. It was just the results of you giving up your light. That's what this is. This is the results of us giving up our light. But now we think we are the fucking light. But we don't honor our energy enough to be the light. So we just out here fighting the shadows. The 11. You're too patient with the potential. Holy shit. Which one of these ones is going to be me? I don't know. So you're going to find which one that you need to trap. I'm me. No, I'm me. Well, you know what? I'm going to trap you by going through enough experiences to verify who I am so I can discount who you probably could be. Something I used to teach and something I talk about, but I try and stay out of it because it confuses a lot of people. When you make a decision, the counter to that decision still takes place. I want something to drink. When I don't get up to get something to drink, there is a version of me on some fucking timeline somewhere that did get up and just get something to drink. That experience goes through fucking validation. Is it one that I'm cognizant of? Is it one that I can verify and see? No. That's the danger of the illusion of separation is, ouch, motherfucker, that hurt. I have identified and given value to who I think I am, and that's the only reality I can accept in an illusion. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all fucked up ass FBI and CIA or everything's a holographic existence. Motherfucker, we been through that. This is, holy shit, this is a thought that is telling me to produce a fucking experience. But do thoughts move? Really? Do thoughts move? Yes. It's so many, but that's no longer a thought. That's an experience. A thought in action is an experience. That's a thought that has been taken into tangibility, levels of manifestation, action, things like that. Action is, it's an awareness of your consciousness traveling through the intelligence outside of the perspective of wholeness. I have my own alphabet. The code for action basically says it's the awareness of a conscious act of traveling intelligently outside of the perspective of your wholeness. Think about what I just said. So if I'm just moving, what do we call that? Daydreaming. I'm sitting still, but goddamn, I sure want a piece of Rihanna. See, I'm thinking right now, real time. Whew. Damn, Rihanna. Ooh. See them thoughts? But did I move? Parts of me may have moved, but did I move? Sorry, contrarian. I have to be funny. Satirian. Realistically, did I move? But I just had a whole fucking adventure with Rihanna in my mind. Such as your thoughts. You invest. Holy shit. You invest your energy into what you perceive to believe, and then you manifest it, even if it don't move. See, somewhere right now, Rihanna bringing me a hot washcloth. I'm just saying. But in this accepted version of the illusion that I call reality, I'm still sitting still. Which one's real? The one you fucking invest in. Oops. The one you invest in. The 11, where you find yourself patiently caught in the trap of what you think. Because remember, the thought said, just let me tell you what to for. Let me, the thought, tell you what to communicate with, and that's what you're going to focus on. What did I tell you the number for God was? 34. If I can manifest using your energy, if I can take your energy and tell you what to manifest, holy shit, I can make you build a whole country, let alone a whole fucking planet. Oops. If I can enslave you and make you work for me for free, I can make you build all this shit. While all the while telling you who I think you are and leaving tricks and traps for who you might possibly be, just in case you get free. Try this, charismatic. There is no curses to generate if you stop generating them. See, a generator is a power source. I don't have any curses to break because I'm not generating one, because the ones that were perceived to be generated before me by my elders and ancestors, those were the results of the choices they made, not the ones that I did. So unless I want to energetically attach myself to somebody else's choices, that shit ain't got a goddamn thing to do with me. That one time my great-grandpappy slapped my grandmama, I didn't do it. That motherfucker got to deal with that shit, and hopefully he's smart enough when he transitioned, he let this shit go too. Why? Because it was the results of consequences of choices. They're using us as fucking batteries. We're a fucking food source. Only they is us in ignorance of self. Remember I told you, illusion of separation? There's the you that think you know, and there's that you, that motherfucker that is. But he probably is sitting still, so like somebody said earlier, that shit's boring. The glamorization, remember I keep telling you I glamorize spirituality, the glamorization of what you can become will make you nut all over yourself. Really. The glamorization of what I can become, the potential will make me discard what I already am, but holy shit, I just stole what I am value. You get that one? If you take any number and you place 0 behind it, you just amplify what's in front of it. Just be. Just be, because if you become, you create. BECOME and BE space CUM. Words are spells. One is potential. One is alchemy. One is the illusion. One is the magician. One is awareness. Awareness is the biggest trick, because if you don't honor awareness, you'll end up knowing. What do you mean end up knowing? Because you're going to invest into an experience. One is, I better be aware that the whole trick and trap is, it's going to want me to do something. Ring, ring, ring. Hell no, I'm not answering that, because that motherfucker going to want me to do something. They going to want to borrow some money. You need to start looking at your life like that. Ring, 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 ring. These thoughts in my head, them motherfuckers want my currency. What's my currency? My energy. 9 is the highest vibration, but it's also control. The trick to 9 is also 6. It's perspective. 6 is your foundations. But this foundations in this realm is based off of the infinite possibilities and probabilities of choice, which means there's already a trauma. The infinite possibilities and probabilities of choice mean that I'm already going to move. You get it? There should be no choice. There should just be me. The fact that I'm looking at possibilities and probabilities mean I'm probably going to fucking move. I'm going to move. It is so fucking simple. It really is. We make it hard. And then for people who choose, such as myself, people who choose to move from a level of source and wholeness, you always hear me speak on wholeness. People like me who choose to move from wholeness, it gets harder when you see people who glamorize separation move faster. It becomes a struggle that ain't within our own personal mind as we see everybody else only creating more cycles, only going further into the illusion of separation and then patting themselves on the back about wholeness and ascension. Be still as source. Be still as source or end up in the illusion of separation as every fucking thing. That's the two. That's the last one. The two. The reflection. The only thing I need to reflect on is me. Because if I'm not reflecting on me, I'm about to get my light. Holy shit. The only thing I need to reflect on is me. Because if I'm not reflecting on me, I'm about to give my light into something else. And now once I give my light into something else, it's now my source. Well, holy shit, what was this reading about? The fucking three. The thoughts become God the minute you stop being the fucking source. The thoughts will tell you what to create the minute you stop being a responsible creator because you give up all your energy to what you're thinking. That too, knowledge will get you fucked up. Oops, that too will show you the real seven. That too takes over the fucking tower. Holy shit, that too takes over the tower and holy shit, Kalima. You one step away from destruction. Destruction of what? Self. Well, why can't I destroy myself? Because if you destroy yourself, what thought gonna do? You catch that? See, thought don't want you to destroy yourself. Thought just wants you to keep reincarnating. Anubis function. Mayat. The Great Judgment. The Book of the Dead. Whatever name you give it. Just get to the... for those y'all that been in for a long time, get to the end of the game so you can start over again. Holy shit, reincarnation. Holy shit, death. What is death? Going through an experience and making it to the end just so you can begin again. Get to the end and then get in line and place a new order. 1 plus 6. Use your potential. 6. To find a new foundation. Only what I tell you about Windows 95 and 98, when you get to the end and you take your potential and move it into a new foundation, your 88s go with you. Potential thought. But what's 1 plus 3? A trap. 1, potential, 3, thought. 1 plus 3, 4, a trap. Why is it a trap? Because it's balance. Holy shit. Balance denotes duality. Balance means there's an open account. Account with who? Somebody else. Oh, I love you. I am your reflection. I could say something, but that would be disrespectful to you and your wife or whoever. So I'm not going to do that to you. Okay, cool. I'm still a clown. All right, so again, well, like I said, this is called, all right, we cool. My apologies. But like I was saying, the reflection is 1 and 6. 1 and 6 is potential foundation. But if you was going with tarot, it's 16. It's the tower card. Everything is taking place in the tower. We sit there and we bullshit ourselves by saying the journey is within. No. The journey is not within. Everything's within. There is no journey within because that still is motion. There is no journey. There is only me. So how do I get rid of everything? Figuring out what's requiring me to move. How do you get into stillness? Figure out what's requiring you to move. Yeah. Um, Even again, like I said, there's different levels. Again, my perspective, Red Storm, and again, I apologize if I offended you. It's just being funny. Numerology is just as expansive as astrology. You know, Vedic, Sidril, Draconian, all that other shit. It's all based off of perspective. Like for me, like I said, 22. Most people say it's the master builder. For me, it's the spiritual journey because I'm not building shit. I'm already me. If I build something, then that's an alteration to me. The whole goal is to maintain my identity as self, not keep glamorizing and glorifying a journey of what I can, here we go again, become. Um, every format, again, my perspective, my experience, every format of sacred text or sacred doctrine or different level of occult system is only alliteration of a thought and projection. So, for example, that 47, that means I'm trapped within myself. But 4, I'm only balancing. 7, my self awareness. Balancing my self awareness already denotes a psychosis. 4-7. I need to balance myself. Balance myself against what? There's a perceived danger. We getting back to what I was talking about before you got in here. Fear. If I'm balancing myself against a fear, I've already entered into a war. Holy shit. 4 plus 7, 11. There's already something that separated me from myself because I've already made a plan of how to be safe from something that potentially has put me in danger. Which means I've already pulled myself from my oneness, let alone my wholeness. I've already calculated motion. Every number can be fear-based. Sometimes it's not about focusing on the fear. Sometimes it's about awareness that fear is a potential. Awareness that the fear is a potential because if it does not show me in reciprocity at the end of the day, it's only going to support me in motion. And again, to be fair, even me in perceived reciprocity could be me in motion. No. See, that'll get, again, oh Lord, I don't even know how to pronounce it. What you said was, I ain't even lie to you. That's how you pronounce it. It says not even letting it cross your thoughts, basically. Not even feeding that thought your attention. See, it's going to be damn near impossible to stop thinking. You like that? It's not gonna. It's gonna be damn near impossible to stop thinking, but the quality of thoughts and the necessity of the thoughts, based off of perspective, and that dirty word that people don't like, why, WHY. Because if I can look at the why of that thought, then I can do two things. I can negate the necessity to follow it, but I can also trace back to its origin source. Remember, I am source. But in this perceived collective consciousness, our thoughts are intertangled. It's basically a Borg-like function. My thoughts can inundate yours. That's why you can be in the store and then, holy shit, that motherfucker over there having a bad day. And you don't know them, but there's a level of connectivity to where you can tap in. So each thought that comes across my head, it ain't that I need to hide from them because then I'll start honoring fragmentation with blocks, so to speak. You'll start trying to block and barrier instead of just, no, I just need to understand that if I represent wholeness, then by law of attraction, only wholeness should be flowing towards me. But in the sense to where erraticism is flowing towards me, it shouldn't alter my wholeness if my wholeness is real. You can tell yourself anything, but if you don't let your life tell your tale, if you don't operate based off of your words, you're just a divine liar. What I'll call, and I know y'all, if y'all ain't new to me, I mean, if you're new to me, you know if you're not new to me, you know I hashtag the fuck out of everything. One of my hashtag is, you're the fakest motherfucker in your life. If you sit there and say wholeness, 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 but then you always run around here fussing and fighting, you the fakest motherfucker in your life. You don't understand wholeness. You just using words. That's dangerous. Wide range physical example to hold this thought. Which thought you talking about? Vibration? Which one? And then blah blah blah, blah. You say it's like using the sixth sense we feel in the back of the head. I mean, back of knowing. If you're getting more towards intuitive, that's a danger response. Intuition, physical danger response. Intuition, spiritual, emotional, mental danger response. Wholeness, silence was on purpose. The silence is on purpose. There is no need for a response system. That's no response because it's just assessment. It's awareness. Again, awareness of me will keep me from the necessity of an experience with anything. The awareness that there's a danger means that I've already had the experience because I've already quantitatively given it a value. You understand it? When you have that knowing that something's harmful, that's because there's a core traumatic response that's already occurred. I believe it's MIT. Never trust them motherfuckers. MIT done some research probably about 10 to 12 years ago now where they took a mouse, they exposed him to some cherry cheesecake or something like that. And then every time he got around the cherry cheesecake, they shocked his ass. Thank you. That's what it is. Unorthodox. I'm in the flow right now. Thank you. So every time this mouse got around that cherry cheesecake, don't quote me on that, they shock him. So that mouse was like, "Fuck that. That's a trauma now. You tired of getting shocked." It got to the point to where they took something in the hippocampus and amygdala or whatever the other little organ is in the brain, and they transplanted the memories. That's what they did. They transplanted the memories from the grandfather to the grandson. The grandson instinctively already knew not to go to that fucking cherry cheesecake and ain't never seen that bitch before in his life. So, like I was saying earlier, just because you get dipped into a new meat suit, the soul still remembers the experiences. In the sense of what a lot of my melanated people would say is that ancestrally DNA, we still carry a lot of shit. That's because we pay attention to a lot of bullshit that got taught to us. That's my answer to that. Yeah, it can still be in your DNA, but you don't have to activate that DNA if you don't stop actively getting in the fucking line that got your ass fucked in the first place. Oops. See, if you stay in the field of trauma, guess what? You're gonna stay filled with trauma. But if you understand some experiences ain't for me, even if there is a core traumatic memory of it being there, I just need to be aware of what's triggering me. There's experience there that can trigger me, but now I need to start fucking making sense of the value I've been giving it. Generational curse already out the fucking window. You don't have to keep accessing Windows 95, and you better leave Linux alone. Because Linux will fuck you up. Ooh. Linux will have you all screwed up. So, again, hey, it is what it is. I'm my function as the reflection of all things is I'm the reflection of all things from the aspect that I'm the wholeness of myself. So I can't be altered from my level of experience and perspective of myself, but I can still speak to the reflections of where I also once operated out of separation, if that makes sense. I've been to where a lot, and it's not like I'm an old man. I've been there. It's like I've done a lot of things in my day, and I've honored all those levels of practice of being ancestrally angry, ceremonial magic, chaos magic, hermetic magic, kabbalistic magic, Wiccan magic, magic. I've done did a lot of that shit, and at the end of the day, the only thing that I found was me. So at the end of the day, when all I found was me, why the fuck do I need to keep looking for something else? And in me saying that, all the shit that I was dealing with couldn't dispel the fact that all I found was me. Might not have liked it, but if at the end of the day, what you're dealing with, what you're channeling, what you're working with, can't tell you that it's not you, whom should I fear? Me. To the point where I don't fear me. I'm aware of me. Me, my energy. Me, mental experience. It's all in the fucking mind. And if you don't have awareness of your mind, you'll probably fight to control it, which means it's you versus you. Encounter. Depending on the focus, you end up in duality. Only duality becomes fucking multiplicity. What I focus on can take me this way or that way or multiple other directions. In here, let's do this. The original thought. I pay attention to that one and it takes me to the left. Now, the experience of going to the left could have a positive or negative effect. And from each positive and negative effect could also produce another counter positive negative effect. You get it? I went outside, I lost my wallet. That's first experience. Holy shit. I got to the bank, somebody dropped their wallet. Second experience. Their wallet was filled with more money than I lost. Third experience, because now I'm finna go spend their money. Fourth experience. Holy shit, they came and found me. Fifth experience. I got arrested for spending illegal money. Sixth experience. You see what I'm saying? Paradoxes, exactly. You can, like I said earlier, you can do something in one of the paradox versions of existence, a thought in formation. You didn't do it. You did do it, you didn't do it. And each one of those carries out an infinite, that's six, an infinite probability field of possibilities. So how do you cancel the infinite possibility and probability field? Sit your punk ass down to be still. And while that's not going to guarantee you no motion, move less. Move less. Yeah, I guess. So, like I was saying, somebody asked me earlier, what's the 6 and the 9? The 6 and the 9 is perspective. If control is the highest vibration, your foundation is the safest place to stand. The battery in the pack is way stronger than one plugged into a device. We're all plugged into a device. The one that can get as close to stillness and wholeness got less devices plugged into it. Again, I said less device. Have I made it into wholeness? No. Do I honestly think that wholeness is a possibility? Personally, just being honest with you, no. Why? Because we're one thought in separation. One thought in separation. You see me? That's me. I was in separation in my own wholeness, but the minute I get back in that glass, I'm just wholly into another glass full of a bunch of motherfuckers that love separation. Nah. Meditation ain't stillness. Even Samatha meditation. Even in Samatha meditation, it requires you to count the reeds to get the stillness, but that still required motion to get the stillness. Now, stillness is just stillness. Stillness is, this shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah. Accept yourself as who you are by making a better assessment of why you are who you are. You get it? I'm who I am, but I got things that are weighing me down. I got depressions, I got anger, I got this, I got all these fields of trauma that are filling me. Let me sit down and figure out why those things are even a part of my damn existence. Baggage in some cases, core traumatic functions in others. Quirks, tendencies, the whole nine. See, anything can be looked at baggage. Somebody who has a sexual addiction, not going to see that as baggage, but that's a core trauma function. That's a state of lack. That's an indulgence issue. Somebody who goes into abstinence, and do what y'all do. Don't hinge on my words. Do what the fuck works for you. But somebody goes into abstinence as a way to maintain purity of self. No, that's a deceptive, dismissive system of needing to do something to feel safer about yourself instead of just feeling safer about yourself. And just making better choices. Stop getting toxic dick and toxic pussy and all that other shit. You see what I'm saying? But people have been tricked and taught into thinking that you need to use an external system to fix the internal system when that's already a fucking compromise. You can't take anything from the outside to fix the inside because then the inside's already tainted. It's as simple as saying you're going to take the known into the unknown and tell the unknown what it is. How do you achieve stillness? Meditation is just another tactic. Meditation doesn't give you stillness. For me, clarity of choice. To me, observation is better than meditation. And again, this is just mine. Hey, Sherilyn, how you doing? For me, this is my personal thing. This is no disrespect to meditation. It's just that meditation is a tool. Meditation means I need to go into isolation and I need to make an assessment about what I want to focus on and hum nam 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 shring cream crime yin kalakadim kangma. No, awareness is, you know what, that shit over there ain't got a goddamn thing to do with me. I don't need to hold on to that. I don't need to compartmentalize that. I don't need to meditate about that. I just need to see that shit for what it is, and then understand that giving it my energy gonna fuck me up. Not giving my energy could fuck me up. Holy shit, what's your choice? I don't know, boss. What we gonna do? Pain doesn't have to be included. Go through the game and try to understand pain without trying to fix it. Where pain come from? Who gave you pain? I keep my TV on, I keep my phone on, and I stay in these fucking streets. Really. But not my circus, not my monkeys. It's about having awareness, not immunity, awareness. Awareness that if I don't make better choices, I will require some vaccinations. Pain wasn't included. Pain is a condition of this realm. You're going to encounter things that give you the possibility and probability of coming into harm. Some you control, some you can't. But awareness will, awareness, thank you. Awareness will set you free from the majority of it all. Common sense beyond what is commonly being sensed. And I'm sorry if that's contrarian for you, but common sense beyond what is commonly being sensed. We are in a collective consciousness. Collectively, we respond to the wrong shit. That's why we get tricked into thinking that we get DNA activations and different aliens coming to save us, or different aliens are just watching us and deities are watching us go through shit while we ain't doing shit to fix shit. See, if you respond to enslavement and try and glorify your enslavement as what's going to set you free, you just become a happy slave. Turn the TV off to the point to where I'm not watching the games. I'm the whole fucking show. Society and this whole realm will sell you separation because it's the only way to guarantee more thoughts. Third eye is one of the most tainted fucking functional energy centers in the human body. Detached awareness. Detached awareness means that you have now displaced yourself from yourself. That's an Aquarian energy. Oops, I'm sorry, Age of Aquarius bullshit. No disrespect to you, but I'm just saying, we need to go into the Age of Aquarius. What? The Age of Aquarius means that you want to isolate yourself from the danger. Isolating yourself from the danger does not fix the danger. Holy shit, what was the danger? Me. What I focused on. So I'm going to isolate myself from myself so I can fix myself. Rut-roll raggy. Old man dithers. Pull the mask off. Pull the mask off. The sitting, standing meditation, daily meditation, all the other shit, it's just word stroking. Just stay aware. You don't have to label it. Just stay aware. I don't have to meditate. If you ask me if I'm hungry, I don't have to meditate on whether I'm hungry. I already know. I already have awareness of whether I want to eat or not. I'm just saying. Resonance only. I mean, if you keep applying too many terminologies to it, then you end up with terminal illnesses. You end up on that terminal trying to control, alter, and delete instead of just understanding it's all a fucking program. Tomato, tomato. Today or tomorrow. Exactly. And that is the whole fucking problem. The thoughts just want you to communicate with shit and find different definitions and terminologies and ways to do what? Move. And then once you embrace what you think you know, holy shit, 3 + 5 is 8. My thoughts have told me how to move. Now I'm in a struggle. What I tell you the 8 was? Struggling with the separation of yourself. You ain't got a chance at identifying which one of them is real. Because you're more invested in the struggle than you are into the wholeness of yourself. Henceforth, like I said, majority of people out here just dealing and trying to heal their shadows, trying to heal their traumas. You have no clue of what your true self is. Nah. there can be there could be trigger points to kind of get you into, we'll say, alignment, but nothing happens without some form of attention, if that makes sense. Even in a sense to where you say divine time and something got thrown into my lap, you had to make the moves out of alignment with what was already getting you fucked up and into alignment to where you're supposed to be. That's you. That was your choice to make that decision. Now, once you make that alignment choice and you come into alignment with something that is going to basically be better for you, still your choice. You can get off and go back over there, or you could take this and try and drag it over there, or you could take this and stay on that course. It's still all choices. Either way it go, who won? The thoughts, because you're only trying to find a better reflection of yourself. You're only trying to find what systems will show you a better reflection of yourself, and sometimes that's working for the traumas because the better reflection of myself is already based off of where I didn't like what I was seeing. That's what I was saying earlier about all you got to do is steal somebody's identity, and then you could put anything in front of them. Them motherfuckers would be from Timbuktu, and Mickey Mouse could be God, as long as it gives me better definition from what was already enslaving me. And enslaving don't always mean slavery. I mean mentally chaining your mind. We do it every 4 years. We'll do it every 4 years. We do it more than every 4 years, but we'll choose a president that don't give a fuck about us, and then we'll go elect another motherfucking president that don't give a fuck about us, and then we'll wait for that term to be over so we can choose another motherfucker that don't give a fuck about us. You working for your struggle. You ain't working for you. You working for your fucking struggle. But you motherfuckers think you know. Let me get out of here. I gotta go see a woman about a horse. This is Mr. Nasty No time. Love y'all. Peace. It won't let me out. Let me out.